But we do have a surprise choice that we've just put into this first podcast ever.
Yeah, who else are you having on the island to go along with you on the ride? My person would be... I think he is such an incredible mind with magic. I've never spent a time with him. He's got such an incredible energy as well. So if we're on this island, we think all hope's lost. Our can hasn't arrived back with the boat yet. We've sent it out and no one's arrived yet. Has that energy to kind of keep everyone motivated and happy, but also the ideas that he can come up with in magic. He's such an inspiration to like sit with. He'd probably be like, coconuts, dude, we could do this with coconuts. I'm like, you could do what now with coconuts? And he can build it like that within an hour. He'd have props working. I love watching him build. So, and him create and him perform. Like, he's such an incredible performer too. He's one of the guys I definitely have on the island, I think, with me. I'm sorry, everyone else that's tuning in and listening and going, well. Send me an email. What's your email, Jamie? And we'll get him to email you.
Beau Cremer at... Hello and welcome to another episode of Desert Island Tricks. If you are on YouTube, you'll see this is another video one, and that will tell you that we have a very special guest. Now, today's guest is someone that we've wanted to get on for a while, but to say he's busy is an understatement. As soon as you see the title and you know who it is, you know why. Pretty much, you'll see him on your socials probably more than Harry. And that's saying something. But today's guest, of course, is an incredible magician, creator. You know that he works for Murphy's as well. He's created some incredible tricks like Confabogram, we've got low-key, paper cut, bookless book test, iTime rewind, and tons more. He's just told me, I'm not going to be able to say, but he's got some great things in the works as well. So look out for them because they are going to be phenomenal. Today's guest, of course, is the wonderful Beau Cremer. How are you, Beau?
Hey, mate. How you doing? Good, thanks. How's things with you? Good?
Very good. Well, very good now that you are here.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm very excited because, obviously, you work for Murphy's. We see you on at least 25,000 videos a week.
Yeah, you got to do it.
And that means that you are absolutely inundated with tricks every single day.
I am. There's, you know what it's like working with Alakazam as well. There's not, it used to be, one trick every month or every 3 months or every 6 months. Now you're getting multiple tricks a day. Sometimes 10, 15 new tricks coming out every single day. So you're seeing those and all of them flying across the desk. And it's a roller coaster. It's an adventure to see all this incredible magic just coming out. All these creative people getting involved, which is awesome to see. I absolutely love it. Like to be honest, I get sidetracked a lot by looking at the new magic when I should be doing content. And then I look and I'm like, oh, it's 6 p.m. Well, I'm knocking off for the day. I've just spent my whole day looking at trailers and tutorials. Thanks, guys. And then I just put out a TikTok reel and then I go to bed.
Well, it's easily done. It is so easily done. Not that I would confess to that on record. But yes, sure. Absolutely.
Austin Murphy, if you're watching, I work really hard.
So I'm very excited to hear your list. Now, the truth is I've been a little bit sly with you, and I've done it with a couple of our previous guests, in that I've actually been listening to another one of Beau's podcasts. So a shout out to another podcast, which is Podcast at the Card Table. Corey, he is doing a phenomenal job. If you like Magic Podcasts, do go check that out. It's a phenomenal podcast, but I'm about an hour into yours at the moment. So I have sort of an insight into the way you think and maybe where we're going to go. I know, and again, I'm not trying to get anything out of you before your list comes out, but I know that you are more akin to a gimmick rather than maybe a slight. So I think that we're going to have some wicked gimmicky sort of things in here. I know that your influences are quite whimsical, so I think we're probably going to have a couple of whimsical tricks in there. Maybe things transforming, maybe a couple of penetration tricks or one penetration trick maybe. So I'm not gonna go anymore, but that's my guess on record. That is my guess.
I kind of want to hear what you've got because you're not. I think you know me better than I know myself. I went into this in a rabbit hole. Like when you asked me back at was it Blackpool to be on the podcast, and we were discussing it. I've been thinking about it, and I watched the podcast, and I've been seeing other magicians talk about it, and it's really interesting to see what magicians say. And then when we finally started to chat and lock down today's date, and I started like research what I would talk about, even to like I think maybe what's the time? 1:30? About an hour ago, I changed one of the tricks because I was like, what would I want to do? I started to fall into this rabbit hole of on a desert or on a deserted island, what are we going to do? And originally it was like from other podcasts, people were talking about stage effects and stage routines they'd be doing, or close up, or their favorite tricks that they couldn't live without. And I kind of fell into this uh, kind of like a very situational. I think that's what kind of like when you're saying like how I would want to, if I'm going to be on a desert island, how would I kind of want to live there for the rest of my life? And about a week ago, I came to like this realization that I would want to do it the way I did it when I went camping. So this came about, and I was like, oh, how would I want to, what would I want to do? And I remembered I went camping about 15 years ago, 16 years ago with some mates. We went on a fishing camping trip. And then there was some, when you go out with mates and they're like, I want to see a trick. I want to see a trick. I, I'm very much a type of magician that doesn't like to go, oh, okay, cool. We're out fishing and camping. I'm going to pull out cups and balls just because it seems very out of place for what we're doing. I like to have it feel like, I guess if you've seen a TV magic show where they go do tricks with coffee cups and things in the cafe, it's very planted. It's meant for that situation, that location. So I kind of went with that style. And then also dabbled in it with just some things for me because I'm like, I just love these pieces of magic. But most of my pieces of magic that I'm talking about today are things, I'm just looking at my list now, are things that I think I know when I did it on the camping trip, that's what the guys kept asking to see. And then there were also um, these pieces that I'd want to include if we were on a stranded island. So I hope that sets the scene of like, we're flying through or washed up on the beach from a boat wreck. Me and a couple of random people wake up and how are we going to get through? How are we going to live on the island? How am I going to keep them entertained? And I won't say anything else.
Well, do you think, and here's my theory, someone in your position, do you reckon that your list would change more than the average performers because of the amount of content that's coming in? Do you reckon this time next year your list would be the same?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think what I have a tendency to do too, like I don't perform. I haven't performed like, well, when I say perform, I perform all the time, but I don't perform in like paid gigs. Like I don't do walk around corporate gigs anymore. I haven't done that in maybe 10 years. It's social anxiety. It just stresses me out. So like I said, my way I normally perform, you should see our lounge room. It's filled full of magic, but just like hidden into random places. Like I got Shine 3, like a globe just sitting in like a lampshade. It's turned off. But when friends come over, I have it turn on, and then halfway through like the conversations of us just catching up, the globe goes out, and then I'll like take the globe out and put it on the coffee table. I'm like, oh, can you just hold on to that while I go get a new globe? And all of a sudden it just turns on. I like to break up moments with pieces of magic. Literally, I just looked down. That's what caught my attention. I've got like a prawn on my desk. It's from like Jeff Kaler, and I carry this in my pocket everywhere I go because I saw Jeff Kaler was probably my biggest inspiration for like breaking up moments with magic. I remember him taking this out. Went for dessert one night and he took it out of his chocolate cake. And was like to a lady, she's like, there's a prawn in my chocolate cake. And she's like, what? And he just kept making it multiply. And he's like, how many prawns are in here? And it's just a really weird moment. And I like having that be something that people don't expect from, just everyday life. So absolutely looking at this list in the way, like I said, even to like an hour ago, I was still changing it. In a year's time, this list would be completely different. There'd probably be holograms in here the next year. Or
Everything's AI.
Yeah, that'll be this whole interview would be AI next year. So there you go.
We're going to be talking about this all day, right? So let's get into the concept. So if this is your first
Yes.
time listening, the idea is that we're about to maroon Beau on his very own desert island. When he's there, he's allowed to take 8 tricks, banish 1 item, take 1 book, and one non-magic item that he uses for magic. Particulars: who's there, what's there, are there animals there, all of that good stuff. We do not mind. We might be able to just pick up that entire shed and ship it there. We do not mind. It's all in his own imagination. So, Beau, let's go to your magical island now and find out what you put in position 1.
Ooh, I was gonna do some like ASMR, say everyone close your eyes. Imagine we're washing up on the beach. But the first thing I'd want to do. So I imagined when we wash up on the island, there's a lot of debris around, right? And the first thing I would see, and I still do this to this day, if I go out and I see this at a party or something, I'm going straight in. I'm prepping it and I'm performing it. It's Hilled and Sealed by Anders Moden. I love that effect. And if I saw a crushed can on the beach, I'd wait for someone to be, hey, I'm thirsty. I'm like, I got you, babe. Pick it up and have that bad boy reseal, reheal, crack it, and have infinite beverages. Infinite beverages. I would love that. And I think that's the thing. When, like I said, when we went on that camping trip before, that was one of the things all the guys were doing. They would like have their cans and be like, hey, I'm thirsty. So anything from like your beers or your soft drinks, your fizzy drinks. I think that would be a thing that I would love to have people see and not get sick of. Because I'm thinking, if we're stuck on this island, how many times can I have their card appear at the top of the deck? Like if I'm doing some ambitious cards, are they going to get sick of that by the end of day 1? Or if they're going to have me getting crushed cans and rehealing them every single time, how far can we go down that rabbit hole and then have them enjoy that piece of magic and staying well hydrated? So I think that's the first thing I would want. I don't know if that's, and you're probably going to start to notice a kind of, I guess, theme here with these ideas. But yes, that's definitely something I'd want to have perform for people and keep performing for people. Because I enjoy it as much as like I said, I walk out, I see it, and I need to perform it as much as I can. I love Hild and Silt. It's one of my favorites.
It's one of the ones that was around, I think, when I was a teenager, this came out. It was a very long time ago now. And it really has just lasted the test of time. I think there was a marketed version. Maybe it was Theory 11.
Hild and Sealed and then 2.0 as well that came out.
And it's such a good trick. It's amazing.
Mate, insane. So much so that the Masked Magician had to do his own version. And I think there was like, yeah, it's such a popular trick. I don't know, that's what I mean. Like to this day, I'm not even kidding. My mates that have seen me do it, we'll go to a party or we'll go out for a night and one of them will see a can and be like, hey, Beau, do the thing. And they'll hand me a crushed can. I'm like, yeah, sure, no worries.
Some of our newer magicians may not have even heard of this.
Oh, yeah. One thing I love about, I was chatting to a magician the other day about Murphy's and I started resharing older stuff. And yet the new magician's going, what is this brand new trick? And all these magicians going, that's a classic. So it's so good that there's so many new people coming into magic every single year or every single day that haven't seen magic before. And like you said, there's so many things that get forgotten about, people don't remember. So to keep that alive and keep the classics around for people to enjoy and experience brand new, or you could have done Healed and Sealed 10 years ago, completely forgotten about it. And then someone shows you and you're like, I forgot about that piece of magic. Because you grow and adapt and you change in your magic style. And to see it again and go, I want to do this again and go out and start performing it. Like, I think that's one thing that I love about doing what I do because I get to go through the archives and experiencing the old stuff and then coming back out and going, I want to do this again. So, yes, it's one of the classics. I think it's going to be around for many years to come because I don't think there's ever going to be a time where cans are not going to be readily available.
No,
so.
AI cans.
Yeah.
So what I really love about Healed and Sealed is the organicness of the method. And there are very few tricks over the many years where the prop is the trick. And I remember there used to be a fantastic trick by Andrew Main where 2 bills melted through each other in super slow-mo. And I remember discovering the method of that, and there were no gimmicks. There was no gimmick. It was just something that you do to the prop to allow it to work. And that's what I absolutely loved about Healed and Sealed. And I think it was one of the first tricks that I ever discovered where the method was it's just the can. It's just the can.
It's the science and the whole, without trying to give away methods and how it works. It's just how what you get off the shelf is exactly all you need. There's some other little things to like help get you there, but it's just one of those, like you said, one of those methods that just lets you. I'm trying not to give away how it works. It's so hard when you're like, this is on a public forum, but it's one of those things where the method is just as good as the effect itself, because once you know how it works and you get reminded of that every time you perform it. And I don't think I haven't taught anyone, and I've maybe taught like, one or two magicians that are like new to magic, and we're hanging out, we share ideas, or they've heard about it, but a lot of these effects are discontinued now, or they're hard to find, and we collab on ideas. But it's one of those things when you tell someone, or you kind of like hint at how it works, just their eyes light up of the method, and that's all it was. Like you said, like with the bills, they get a giggle going. You're like, yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. And it's oh man, I'm getting excited thinking about it now. I want to go perform it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a super. If you've not heard of it, please do go check it out, because it's a phenomenal piece of magic. But it does lead us into number 2. So, what, Mr. Beau Cremer, is in your second position?
Woof. Now, this kind of leads on to that first object. Now, when you get this object, it comes from one of my favorite books of all time. If you had been listening to podcast at the card table, you probably know where I'm going with this. It's one of those effects that I still perform to this day. It's one of those effects I absolutely love. And I think if you have a can, what are you going to do with it now? Are you going to have some fun with that person they've just seen it heal up? What are you going to get into next? And I'll do Sinful by Wayne Houchin. I just love the idea of something penetrating an object. There you go. You were talking about penetration before, and I was like, there we go. That's the one. I love that idea of having maybe some shells or whatever's on the beach, or some coins, or some objects lying around from the spectators just lying around, and having that go into the can. And again, super organic. There's no crazy gimmicks to this. It's literally a can and a coin or a shell going inside that bad boy. There's no gimmicks to it, which is funny because we talk about how I love a gimmick, but the gimmicks themselves are the objects themselves. So Sinful's a bit of slight, but ultimately it's this beautiful piece of magic. And if you haven't seen it, it's where you take an ordinary can. There's nothing funny about it. An ordinary coin. Again, nothing funny about it. And you take that coin, you put it into the can, you can shake the can, the spectator can hear it inside. Then when you crack it open and pour out the liquid or drink the liquid out, inside is the coin, and it's stuck in there. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of magic. I don't think you can get any more organic and natural. Like, I love a good coin and can. There's so many out there that have good gimmicks with them, like incredible gimmicks. But sometimes you get caught out. Sometimes you don't have some magic on you. So what can you do organically with objects around you? So I couldn't live without Sinful. These are these things I keep coming back to. And that's what I was at the end of this, is like, what do I always do when I'm stuck somewhere and I haven't got anything around me? So Sinful all the way, baby.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal choice. I kind of guessed that this one was in there based on the other podcast. But regardless of that, I think this was also one that started a wave of coin and can routines.
Yes.
It was certainly one of the ones very, very early on. And like you said, it follows suit with Healed and Sealed, because the method is kind of choreography, I guess would be the best way of putting that. It's a series of events that allows the magic to work. But also, like, the fact that when you put the coin in, you can then shake the can. And there's just a lovely moment where you can hear the coin in the can.
And the liquid sloshing about. It's, oh.
So is this something that you've always performed?
Yes. Yeah, ever since I got the booklet. So if you haven't seen, it's like a comic book style tutorial. Like, it goes through the routine, you see how it's meant to perform, and even in the routine in the book, it's super organic. Like the routine that Houchin runs through in the book, he's just performing on stage and someone asks to see a trick and a waiter's going by with some rubbish from a cleared up table and he takes that coin or the can off the thing and performs it that way. It's such a beautiful, beautiful piece of magic. And then the whole thing is explained with pictures and comic. If you love comic books, definitely it spoke to me and being super simple to read and follow along. Like I learned it from that and it was so easy to learn. Still one of my favorite books. And I remember meeting Wayne back in Melbourne years ago, and I took it to him. I just wanted to tell him how much I love the book because he has an incredible artist friend that does a lot of his animations and worked on the book. He's like worked. Houchin works with him quite closely and does. I think he's done like other animations for shows and stuff. So from that, I like fell in love with this other artist as well and his content. But man, it's such a good book to read and learn from.
I think it makes it more approachable for people that aren't as who struggle with reading books. I think that comic book, the bite-sized chunks where it's just visual and it's easy to see what's going on. I think that
Yes.
more books, really, certainly from younger creators, should really push that and expand on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I struggle quite a lot with reading and writing. If you watch any of the raw content of me shooting Murphy's videos, they go for only for like 20 minutes when you're watching them. They take me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to record because I just can't get my script out or I can't get my words out. I'm reading it on screen and then I forget how to pronounce that word, how to say it. What am I reading? Um, it turns into a bit of a struggle. So to have Sinful the way it was so easy to follow along. And that's probably already given you an idea for what kind of books I'm going to be talking about later. It's definitely not going to be a very big encyclopedia of magic. I do have a few of them back there. They're literally just there. I try and read through them, but I'm very, very slow at reading them because I'm constantly trying to get those words out. By then, I'm struggling with the words. I'm kind of going back and what is this word? Then I have to Google it and uh, then I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that word is, but it doesn't look like what I think it is on screen. It's just, oh man, I'm getting sweaty thinking about reading now. But it's Sinful definitely helped with that situation. There are books that do have the graphics in them, but it'll be just one image of a figure 19, and it'll be like a hand like this, and you're like, okay, that was mentioned 4 paragraphs ago. So much has happened in there, but Houchin was like step by step in image with text, very simple bite-sized text. Um, Such an easy way to learn. I enjoyed that. I think, yeah, like you said, if there was more books like that nowadays, it could definitely help with a lot of people that are having that struggle. I think that's why I guess Magic Tutorials video helped out a lot of people that they didn't have to read it. They didn't have, like people that were struggling with that or wanted to follow along a bit more visually. If a book was kind of like more along those lines, I'd definitely be diving way more into books. I'd be definitely getting rid of video because I just love the whole idea. I love books. I love the idea of books, but the reading is what knocks me out for six. So if I had some images to follow, that's exactly what I would do. Maybe I need to start writing books. You any good at artwork?
There you go. Well, there's a public call out. Anyone that wants to do Beau's artwork for his book,
Yeah,
call
hit
out
me
now.
up.
But no,
Yeah.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think that it takes all different people to learn in different ways. And I actually think that the rise of media over the years means that our brains are probably programmed completely differently now anyway. So we
Mhm.
all learn differently. But just in terms of the two tricks that you've picked as well, Healed and Sealed and Sinful, um, super organic so far. And it's interesting that they both follow on from each other, which is kind of cool. I feel like I'm in a hidden camera show, and this is like the trick that you're going to do in your hidden camera show to
Yeah.
everyone.
Well, number three is probably not going to get you too much further from that gimmick, but this is the last one for that prop though too. I started to fall in this thing of like, where can I go with it, and what can I do with this prop? Where else can I take it?
I'm trying to think of what other can tricks that it could be now.
Oh, there's so many. There's Rise by Sean Scott where you could crush it and have it pop up. This, I
Yeah.
mean, I fell into a big thing. I fell into this where like, what could you do? That's why I love that you could do multiple things with one object. I don't want to just have like a hey, here's a trick. Oh, let's move on. Let's leave this piece of miracle that I just happened to do something with, and then move on to something else. I love to have that object keep snowballing and have it involved as much as I can. Because I think I had Paul DeBeck once say to me, like, if you have a piece of object, like, a lot of times people have rope around something, or they have, they use an object in a piece of magic and then they just get it and drop it on the ground. That's something you used to create magic with. That was something impossible, and you're just discarding it like it was nothing. I kind of like having this thing that's insane for the spectator, that someone's just seen something crazy happen and still giving that to them, and letting them experience more with that property. So they walk away and go, I saw the craziest things with one can. And I kind of like that idea that's, it's giving that prop more love and more life than just one thing and then discarding it forever.
I'm still trying to work out what it could be. I don't know. Let's find out. So, what did you put in your third position?
Well, if I were to hint at a Canadian magician with glasses and bald, he's been around for many, many years. You're probably if you're watching right now, you're probably already in the chat going, Jamie!
So so the only one that I can think of is Jay Sankey.
100% Jay Sankey, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, Jay Sankey Stretcher, the DVD where he does, I think it's like 10, 15 effects with one can. There's obviously some gimmicks involved with this, which, there we go, my gimmicks are coming into play. But ultimately, Moving Hole, that was a really cool one. So if you haven't seen Stretcher by Jay Sankey, is it still out? I don't know. I have the DVD back there somewhere. It's incredible. There's so much good magic in there. There's an effect called Moving Hole where you take, weirdly enough, the hole on the top of the can, you move it, which is a really cool visual. And there's Unstabbed, which again comes into that penetration that I love. But I thought organically on the island, if you were to take a can and a stick and stab it and then pull the stick back out, and then it's now no longer stabbed, it's just a really cool visual as well. So something organic you could do with props and stuff on the island there. I think it's just an incredible DVD with so much good magic you can learn from for a can.
Well, I think that's a great choice. It's one that you've just sparked my memory. So it's one of those ones that I if I'm entirely honest, completely forgot about. And then as you started talking about it, I was like, oh my God, I can remember it. I did just Google it to see if it's still available. I'm not sure if there's a download version of it. Surely there is nowadays.
Yeah, surely.
Or maybe Sankey still sells it himself.
Sankey, bring it back, baby.
I know. Yeah, no, that's a great shout. But I'm going to put you on the spot. So let's say you've done these 3 tricks, right? How are you closing out with this prop? What's going to happen to this can?
See, this is where I'd probably get creative. If I've got time on the island, I'd want to do something like Cansposed. The old Cansposed. Remember that? If I were to like do more tricks, and if I were to like say, I don't, Cansposed is a different gimmick, but I'd probably try to come up with my own gimmick. So a version of Cansposed where I would have a spectacle. Like, I've been using this can of Coca-Cola for the whole, by the way, we're not sponsored by Coca-Cola. Okay, Coca-Cola for this whole set. And then at the end, have a spectator name a drink, and then at the end, pour that glass of milk out of the can or something, which I guess cancels out other methods for other tricks if you're going to be using milk. Like if you're doing Sinful, I guess you couldn't be showing the can off in there. But you know what I mean? Like if there were, oh man, I'm kind of like canceling out the routines in the set now. But I'd probably do, I reckon with Sinful, I'd do, Sinful would be the last one I would do. I'd probably do like Unstabbed, and then the one before would be Sinful. And I'd be like, the coin's in there, it's gone. But like, now name me a drink. And they go, Fanta. And I'm like, how crazy is that? That you said Fanta, we've done this whole thing. We've had a crush Coke can heal up. We've like stabbed the can. It's re-healed itself. We've now taken a coin or a shell. We've put it in this Coke can. You can see, you hear it's in there. And you just named Fanta. Crack it, pour the Fanta out. So there's Fanta and then the coin's sealed on top. People are like, what? I think if you saw that, would you get sick of seeing that every day? Maybe. You probably just go, just give me my can of Coke. That's all I want. I don't want a 15-minute set, but I don't think you'd probably get sick of that too often. You might, what else you got doing on the island? Looking at turtles? Although turtles are pretty dope.
They are. I see. My head would go to blue sky thinking. Right.
Okay.
So let's just talk about the best outcome. I love the idea that you do your set with this can, and
Mm,
then you write down like an SOS note. You roll it up, you put it in the can, and you throw it into the sea. And then 3 days later, a boat comes along, and they come up and they've got the can and they found the note inside, or something like that. Or a bit like in Derek Delgadio's show where he puts the brick down and then he gets
yeah.
someone to name a place and then it disappears. Maybe you put the can, you cover it with leaves, it disappears, and you say to them, where should this come from? New York? Great. And then a boat sails in and they're like, where are you from? New York, we found this.
Oh yeah, like a master prediction box. You like write down a prediction on the thing and wait for the boat to arrive, and then where this boat come in from? Yeah, you write a master prediction with the people, and when the boat arrives, everything's revealed on that piece of paper. I love the idea of throwing it in the water. That's cool, and then having it float away and having that be your salvation.
I feel like we've gone way too far into this. This isn't a real, unless we're gonna do like we're all gonna
Yeah,
go to your island.
yeah,
And
you'll
you're
see me
gonna do
on
this.
Tom Hanks in a volleyball, and we'll be doing a magic version. Could you imagine a magic spin-off of Castaway? That'd be what a treat.
Sponsored by Murphy's Magic. So
Yeah,
let's go on to number 4. So what was in your 4th spot?
okay. So you just had your fill of beverages. You've all hydrated. You're feeling good, but now you're hungry. What do you got around you? Nothing. All the food's been ruined. It's disgusting. It's just like the food's been wet from lying on the sand. It's disgusting. You're not going to eat it. But there are some menus sitting around. So, Food to Go by George Iglesias and Twister Magic. Um, Food to Go is an incredible piece of magic. If you haven't seen it before, you show a menu that's like a 3 bifold menu, show it, all around. Then when you fold it up, you reach inside and you could pull out a can if you wanted to, go straight back into that routine again. Or you pull out food. You could pull out burger, chips, and a whole bunch of different food from it. You're kind of tied to whatever's in the image because you're going to pull that out. But if you have a bit of time, you could, I guess, make your own. I've made different versions for different shows in the past, which is it's a very cool idea of having I guess, a visual image of something sealed in an image and then having that now as a physical item that you can hand out. I guess you'd have to have multiple menus because once it's gone from, once you open it up, it's completely gone from the image too. I have to say that. Like, there's no longer an image. So if you wanted to perform this several times, you'd have to have multiple menus. Otherwise, you're going to be running out of stuff pretty soon. But I think that's a cool way to like serve food. And that's why I did do it at the camping trip. We had like a night where we had like burgers and stuff, and I had everyone's burgers coming from a menu. And I think that'd be kind of fun for your beachgoers, your maroonies, to enjoy how to get their food. And again, if I had food delivered to me like that every single day, I probably wouldn't get sick of it. I'd love watching it. These are a lot of this magic stuff that I'm talking about today are pieces of magic that I absolutely adore to watch as well. Like every time I see a magician perform one of these, even though I know the method, like we talked about with Hild and Sild, I'm watching from start to finish because I'm like, this is such a good piece of magic. So definitely Food to Go. And I believe that came in Food to Go and then Food to Go 2.0 as well. And I think George also has different versions now, which is not just the takeaway menu. I think there's a whole bunch of different menus now that you can do with Food to Go. They're called different things now. But yeah, that's what I would do as number 4.
Yeah.
Really?
But I can imagine, I remember years and years ago watching Cyril on TV going up to the board on the outside and the burger and reaching in and pulling the burger out. I can imagine this is like a practical way of doing that and making this thing just come alive in front of someone. I've just looked at pictures of it. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a really cool piece of magic. It's one of those things I remember seeing when I first started in magic. And back when you were still kind of like young and you didn't know the methods. And to this point, I still look at it when I see someone perform it and performed it's one of those effects that you can perform and you still get fooled by because it just looks so clean. It's very personal. You can do it up close for your spectators right in front of them, like you're handing them it takes that street TV-esque style performance that you would see Cyril doing on the screen and puts it in the hands of the spectators. It's one of those classics again that's coming back in of an organic piece of magic that looks super clean, super visual, and what again, it's hard for me to perform now because I have to. Uh, if I have that menu sitting in my house, it kind of looks, I guess, out of place sitting in a lounge room. Again, not with my situation. So if I were to do it, we've done it for TV and stuff. We've created custom menus, but I would very much, if I had my own house, I'd make up a funny menu to sit in my kitchen, and then after we've like done weird stuff in the lounge room, we'd move to the kitchen to make a cup of tea, and then ask them if they're hungry and pull out cookies out of a picture and stuff. Just that super situational magic. I think that's kind of what that plays into, and I think that works a lot really well with Food to Go.
Even looking at your previous ones, it's just another one of those organic sort of right place, right time, super organic. What the just happened?
Yeah.
But you know what? Something that you just said. You mentioned about the people on your island, right?
Yes.
So we've never done this before, but I don't know why we don't do this. We should totally do this from now on.
Mm-hmm.
So two questions. Not that they're capty. I'm not saying that these people are forced to be on this island with you.
Yeah.
But number one, what would your group of people would be called? Like what would they be called? And what would your island be called?
Oh, this is hard. Now, are we getting into like lost territory? Because it becomes of like if we were okay. So, oh, when I originally started this, I thought of it kind of like the boat was with friends. So it was a whole bunch of friends, but like relatives and stuff as well. Like we're all kind of, it wasn't like a P&O cruise liner that went down. It was like, we're out on a fishing trip with a whole bunch of mates. We got some family there. So we're all quite close. So I would probably say, I know myself and my friends quite love Lost, and probably trying to think of the other version of different people from Lost. We probably called ourselves the others. I wouldn't want to go with like Jack and everyone. We want to be a little bit the mysterious kind, but I would definitely say that. And again, I don't want to have them like seem like captives. They can go off on their own and do whatever they want around the island by all means. But I think having us as like already friends would kind of want to live together and work together. And I know that's what my friends would be wanting me to do. Hey, you got to serve up the food and the drinks and entertain us while we get our tan on and write SOS in seashells on the beach. So, what you want your friends to rely on you for. So what would our island be called? Oh, it'd probably be something stupid like Island McIsland Face, because all my friends are like 13-year-olds. So not that they are 13-year-olds, their imaginations are 13-year-olds. We're all very immature. So we'd probably have because we've done it in the past. We've gone on trips and we've had like calling like, well, what are we going to call our you have your WhatsApp groups, and they always turn into like Chatty McChatface or Holiday McHoliday Face, because we all think it's so funny that boat. That's probably what the boat we went down on. Remember when that boat got those votes that time, and it was like the community had to vote what this boat would be called. Do you ever see that on the news? And they called it Boaty McBoatface. And me and my chat group, me and my friends think that's the funniest thing since sliced bread. So, yeah, definitely. It'd probably could be Island McIsland Face.
Well, so let's put this out there then, right? So people watching, if you're on YouTube, you can stick with what was it, Boaty McBoatface?
Yeah, it's the name of the boat.
All right, so Boaty McBoatface. Or what would you call Beau's island, and what would you call the people on his island, right?
Yeah.
And maybe we'll pick one, and maybe going forward, that's what we'll do. We'll get people to vote on the name of the island of the guest.
Like, if you guys want to make me king and I'm the Cremer King.
Oh, that's quite good. Cremer King.
But, but also, would you trust me running your island? I can't even...
Implicitly, of course.
I'd get distracted easily, and things would fall into disarray very quickly. Very quickly.
But imagine all the magic we would get.
This is true. Well, a lot of canned stuff. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's
canned magic.
good point. Well, let's see where you go with number 5. So what's in your 5th spot?
All right. So my fifth spot, it comes into the beverage section again. But we're after dinner now. But it's kind of like it takes that. We talked a little bit about cansposed before, and that's where this kind of comes into it. Infinity W by Peter Comp, and Magic Dream. If you guys have seen that, I've always loved the water to wine style piece of magic, and that itself is incredible. If you don't want to do that, and this is where I get an honorable mention, water transfiguration. If you guys haven't seen that, it's where the water changes inside a bottle. So it takes it out of that wine glass and puts it inside a bottle. So again, what do you have on the island? But Infinity W, when I first saw that by Magic Dream at Magic Live, I believe it was, it's just that beautiful piece of magic that when I got back to Murphy's HQ, I was like, we need to perform with this. I had to play with the gimmick. Just it's constant that you fill up a glass of water in a wine glass, turns into wine, pour it out, pour more water, wine. It's repeatable quite a few times. So it's that really cool visual. A lot of the other times you can only perform it once. And I don't know how much in trouble I'm going to get in hit with this, but they say you're not meant to drink it on the label. They give like a warning of not drinking it. But I've been told that you can. The only reason they say no is because different countries have different regulations with the coloring and stuff that's in it. So obviously different countries have different guidelines. So they just say don't drink it just to be on the safe side because you could go against that country's guidelines, and it's just easier for shipping. But don't sue me if you drink it and you grow an extra arm. Like it is. But yeah, I've been told it's just that's what I love about it too. It's you can drink it. There are versions out there that you 100% can't. So to have it repeatable, to have it drinkable at the end, which I have seen in a couple of social media videos, people sip it at the end. And I'm like, it just looks so good. So to have that on an island, or then again, if you don't want to do wine, you do water transfiguration, which is water to like a Coke and Fanta and other objects. That's another way to do it. But nothing beats at the end of the day. You've had your drink, you've had your food. Now you're sitting down having a glass of wine and having a water to wine. I think that's the closing way. I'd kind of want the night to go before the entertainment starts. You know.
Oh, but you are the entertainment though.
Well, yeah, you've had right now. You're sitting back on the island. You've got a tan. You're feeling good about yourself. You got your coconuts on you. You've got some seaweed pants. You've just had a dinner and a show. You're like, is the night over? Oh, baby, we're just getting started. We're just getting started.
I feel like your island is just a massive tiki bar, just of drink-related tricks.
Yeah. Although, yeah, there's I'm trying to keep it PG because we don't want to have any beers and whiskey and stuff. So just drinks. Maybe that's the name of our island. Well hydrated. The Hydra boys.
There you go.
We're just well hydrated. Everyone's come up like the boat pulls up like, you guys look amazing. How much liquid have you had? We're like, way too much. This guy keeps resealing our cans and giving us more liquid.
Ideal situation to perform this because it's such a disarming, unpredictable piece of magic. Like this is religious level magic,
Yes.
Quite literally water to
Yes.
wine. So what's the ideal place to perform an effect like this?
I think the way I would perform this, I don't have the gimmick here. I have it in Sacramento because Javier loved it as much as well. And he's like, I want to play with this. Leave it here. You're not taking this home. I would have it in my kitchen. And again, same scenario. I'm all for like, not pranks, but having things kind of go awry and slip that in. So I would have friends over and have like, like I feel like I'm saying like I'm an alcoholic, but we have like glasses of wine at the end of the night. You're enjoying yourself. You have friends over, and we'd have a bottle be finished as I'd get to one of my friends, and I'd purposely measure the liquid inside to make sure someone's going to miss out. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry, mate. Can I just get you a glass of water? and then have that situation of him like just the look of like everyone else is sitting there with a nice glass of wine and this poor fella's going to get a glass of water. That's the way I would do it, and have that situation of them going, yeah, sure, and then me bringing out a water jug or a water bottle and then pouring it in and turning it to wine and going, oh, there you go. Having that situation, but on the island, we've got that tiki bar set up at the island, so it'd be that. I don't know how many wine glasses I have going around for how many people there are on the island. But I guess maybe at the end of the night, like, okay, guys, you've had your dinner. Who wants a glass of wine? And then having the same situation, or just pulling out a bottle of water and then making that joke of like, here you go. And everyone's like, no, we wanted wine. Or someone going, oh, come on. Well, we've got no wine. We've got no wine on the island. What are we going to drink? And then you go, here, I got some water. And then everyone's like, oh, what are you, the Messiah? And you're like, I've got you. And then you pour it in there and they're like, whoa! Going absolutely manic. Maybe that would be another way to do it. Yeah, that's the way I'd kind of want to perform it on the island. If we were going to do it on the island, is having that very much of like, we've got nothing and just keep making the things that they want appear.
And if you had again, we've never done this before. This has just come to my head now. So forgive me, but this would be another great thing to do in the future. If you were allowed one magical friend on the island with you, who is the only other magical friend that you would take with you?
Geez, now this is going to get me having phone calls like, really? Not me?
That's why I put it in.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Now, if I wasn't sweaty before, I am now. I would honestly, I think because, no, it's okay. I'd probably say, no, I know. Do you want to like kind of like hype them up to see if people can guess, or kind of just say the name?
Well, why don't we hold it off? So why don't we do the rest of the podcast? And then at the very end, we'll say. Okay. So based on the rest of Beau's tricks, see who you think he's going to have on his island. Yeah. I certainly know Harry will be upset if it's not his
name. Harry Hardy all the time. Change my answer.
Hello, you amazing human beings. Mark Spellman here to tell you about something I'm so excited about for 2026. And that is the inaugural Alakazam Magic Convention in Ashford. Half an hour from London and a short journey from most European countries. Come and join us at what will be an incredible day. For all of you that already know about Alakazam, what I'm going to say will be no surprise. But for those of you that haven't had a chance to meet the team in person, it is like a family. This is going to be an intimate gathering. Tickets are limited, but it is going to be the most incredible day. I will be lecturing, and I don't lecture half as much as I used to, and it's all new material and some things that I've kind of held on to for a while that I've not even done in previous lectures, that I'm kind of ready to let go, ready to let them fly and for you to enjoy them. But equally, I'll be performing my one-man show in the gala show, which has never been seen before. It's completely new, completely different. It's the stuff that I do for real corporate clients and also private events as well. So get your tickets. It's an amazing venue. I've seen the venue itself. It is super modern, super contemporary, hotel nearby. Come over and stay the night before. We're going to have jam sessions, brainstorming sessions, a few drinks maybe. We'll see how it goes. But ultimately, we're going to have the best time. Tickets are limited. Get them now so that you can say, I was there. The first one, I was there. Get your tickets now. See you soon.
But let's move on to your next one then. So, based on what's going to come up next, we need to work out the guest that Beau Cremer would have on his island, all right? So let's go to number 6. So what is in your 6th spot?
Now, number 6 is something that, now I work at Murphy's, and this isn't a Murphy's plug, but this is one of the things that Murphy's has come out with. And I remember Javier showing me, and it destroyed me. And it's so disarming, the prop itself, that if you're on the island and you're on a boat, obviously with some friends, obviously there's going to be some dice games. So you find some dice on the island. Sure shot. it still gets me. I know how it works. I know, well, I think I know how it works, but it's one of those things that I still don't like. I still get surprised when you put some dice, two dice inside a container, you shake the container, randomly, like you shake the container and you know exactly what the next roll is going to be. So, you name 2 and a 4 and you roll it and you know exactly what it is before even opening it up. When Javier first showed me this, I thought everything was see-through. I thought there's some sort of transparency to it. I thought the dice were electric. They were sending some signals. Just regular dice. It is so disarming, and it's one of those things that, again, I still perform. I love to perform. It looks like a kid's prop. It's made for like Apprentice Magic, and I think that's what disarms a lot of people too. Like when people see that sitting in my house, it looks like a kid's prop because I have a 4-year-old son, so people think it's like his, and then I pick it up and can just perform with it. And I still get people asking like, how does that work? What's going on there? And it's just one of those really beautiful pieces of magic. I went down the road of Tenyo, but there's so much good Tenyo stuff. And again, loving this podcast, a lot of people have talked about Tenyo. Like I know Preston talked about Tenyo, and I think Joel talked about Tenyo as well. So there's like a lot of Tenyo items, and I was like, I love Tenyo. But that's what kind of inspired Sure Shot, because it's just one of those pieces of magic that still fools me, and I still enjoy watching it as much as I love performing it.
Well, I'm glad that you put this in because the best way that I can describe this trick, and feel free to disagree or agree, is it's basically the magic equivalent of doom scrolling, right? Because you get this thing out, you do it once, half an hour later, you're still there doing it because it's just so addictive and fun to do. And what I love about what you just said there is that you said, because I think, and again, working in a magic shop, you'll know this as well, there are certain props and tricks that people look down on because they're either made of plastic. I mean, Murphy's, again, not a plug to Murphy's, although you're on, but we've had a lot of the Apprentice stuff in this week, and we've been playing with the prediction board that you've just brought out. And it's such a powerful piece of magic. A lot of us have had a version of that, and people think that just because it's plastic, it should be disregarded. But I think what you said there is you said it's so disarming. The fact that it is this very simple thing, it feels like it's more impossible because there's nothing that this thing can do. It's just a little plastic cup and some dice.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I think as a magicians, we love something that's 100% examinable. I don't know why we do, but we love it. We love it as magicians. We want it to be examinable. So to have it be this super simple object that has no flashy things about it, you can take this. The spectator can take it back to the little sandy corner of the beach and sleep with it. They're not going to find anything crazy out about it. It's just. And like you said, you're going to keep performing it over and over and over and over again. It feels like you have superpowers, like you have X-ray vision. And that's the way Javier performed it to me. He was like glaring at it. And he's like, okay, it's like a 4 and a 6. And I was like, how are you doing this? And he just kept doing it. And it was one of those moments I'm like, I couldn't stop watching. It was like, I was watching him doom scroll and I was along for the ride. And I was enjoying every second of it. I'm like, how has this guy got the craziest powers? Like, he's like, take it, look at it, open it up. See, can you see through it? I'm like, no. And he's like, 1 and a 3. And I'm like, what is happening? It was it's such a beautiful, simple piece of magic and at the end of the day, if people are sick of watching that, I don't know why they would be, you can do some dice gambling on the beach,
My next question was going to be that. So how are you using Sure Shot? How is Beau Cremer going to be using it?
That would be the way I perform it. So we've all just had dinner. We're all relaxing now. And I guess this isn't going to happen every night because you're like, are you going to see the same show every night? But I'd probably do it in the form of us like just relaxing at the end of the night. Would be chilling out, or during the day when you're like chilling out on the beach, got nothing else to do. And again, situational stuff. So we'd be playing a dice game or a board game or something, and having that situation of, people don't trust magicians with cards. If you don't do a card game, they don't trust you with cards. So I'm like, oh, Dave, you're going to roll a 3 and a 2 next. And he's like, what? And we like shake it and roll it. And he's like, how what, this game's rigged, and he like quits immediately and doesn't want to. He's swimming back to New York. He's had enough. But that's the way I'd kind of do it. I'd want to have people feel like they couldn't trust me on the island. Don't know that there'd probably be a coup, and I'd be no longer King Cremer. I'd be locked up on the strung from the palm tree, and everyone would be not as well nourished and hydrated by then because there's no one serving drinks up.
Okay, so that means that we need to donate a straitjacket to your island.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I changed my last one. That's no longer. I was about to say what it was, but no longer that. It's now a straitjacket to keep me sane. The heat's gotten to me. I'm not hydrated as well as my fellow Maroonies.
Okay, right. So far we've had Healed and Sealed, Sinful,
Yes,
Stretcher, Food to Go, Infinity W, and Sure Shot. We've got two more, and then I know that we spoke before the podcast, and maybe, just maybe, we might have some honourable mentions. So we'll find out those after. So let's find out what's in number 7.
Well, yeah, number 7. I know this came from the little piece of paper when you sent it out of like, hey, if you say this, I'm going to quiz you about it. And it's because originally, before you sent me this was always on my list. I love a deck of cards. You knew it was coming. Like, I know what magician is going to go to an island without a deck of cards. I love a deck of cards. I can't do sleights, but I love playing with a deck. Like, I love handling a deck. I love practicing with a deck. I love trying to perform with a deck if there's no gimmicks involved. And that made me think, what kind of things would I want to do with a deck of cards? And my main thing I go to with a deck of cards, and I play this game with my brother when I go back to Australia all the time. He does a bit of Magic as well. And we do this same method. Well, we use key cards because like we can't. Someone can don't know the idea behind that, but we do that same method. We try and play a game when we go to a bar or we go to like a barbecue, and we play this thing of like, we're going to do the same. We're going to change up ways we can do a key card and make it seem like a completely new routine each and every single time. So, and then to the point where the spectators go, hang on, wasn't that the same trick? And that's what I love about it. You can do the same method, the same idea a lot, and it seems brand new to the spectator each and every single time. And that's one thing I love about a key card. In particular, Ollie Mealing has a lot of key card stuff through his membership. He's like a key card genius. The things that he does with key cards, because I'm like, I love a key card. And I'm like, what was that? And he goes, a key card? I'm like, you what now? It's just insane. So there's so many things you can do with key cards. That is the one thing I do. If you hand me a deck of cards, I'm probably going to do a key card routine or a key card effect because it's so simple to do and it seems so impossible. And you can just do a key card again, the straight routine after, and it seems something brand new. I love it. I love a key card. But then this is when we get into like, I guess, honorable mentions with this. Because I started with this one, like, oh, maybe I need to get away from a deck of cards. One Card by Danny Garcia. I love that premise too. And that gimmick is just so good. So good. My hands are up because I'm still hailing Danny. Such a good, beautiful piece of magic. And then this one came in as an honorable mention as well because of Food to Go. 3D Advertising by Henry Evans. I think if you're going to have a deck of cards, it's going to get sandy. It's going to get wet on the beach. So how are you going to get a brand new deck each and every single time? So you're just going to take it out of the picture, reproduce a new deck. Again, going to have multiple advertisements of decks of cards. Maybe it's a bicycle boat that's gone down. And we're going to continuously pull them out. Got new decks every night. We've got some dice. We've got games going on. So that's the way 3D Advertising got an honorable mention. But absolutely, a deck of cards would go with me. I'd be just jamming on the beach, practicing, playing the cards. And then if someone said, hey, show me something, baby, you're getting a key card routine for the 987,000th time. That's what you're...
Well, again, you hit it on the money there. Regular listeners know that there's this little devil. He likes to pop up every now and again, devil's advocate. And you've sort of already numbed the pain that the devil is going to ensue because you said a key card.
Yes.
The problem is, Beau, key card is a very general term. And like you
Okay.
just said, there are many, many, many effects. But if
Mhm.
I held you to one key card routine that you could do with your deck of cards, what is the trick that you would do?
Okay. So we're on an island. It's beautiful. It's sunny. It's a sunny day. My key card routine that I would do is have a spectator choose a card from the deck, any card they like, absolutely any card they like. They put it back in the deck. I put the deck down on the ground. Now it's getting sandy because I've spread it out on the ground. And they're simply holding my hand and following along as we point. And the shadow of my hand on this beautiful sunny, I'm trying to remember the name of our island's beach. It's points and stops on one card, and it's their card that they've chosen. That's the key card routine I perform a lot, and that's the way I'd probably do it. And then if it wasn't that way, if I wasn't going to perform that way, if it's the dead of night, we've just had a night of fun and games, and someone wants to see a card trick, it'd be simple just a bit of mind reading, a bit of mentalism. Have them name a card. I go through trying to read their mind, them sending the thought. I choose a card, take it out. Can be done a couple of different ways. You can either miscall it and get it wrong. So you're trying to get the card. They think they're one up on you. And when they turn the card over, it's their chosen card. Or you read their mind. You're thinking, is it red or black, red or black? Poker face. Maybe we're playing a game of poker. Don't look at me. Just don't say anything. Just look at me. I'm going to read your poker face. And you hit, and you get the card right. You name that card. They lose their mind. Those are probably the ways, depending on how the beach is going. If it's sunny or not, that's how I'd perform my key card routines.
Again, it's one of the things that you can just do over and over and over
Yeah.
again as well.
Yeah.
And it will be more and more impressive every time.
Yeah.
With that and Sure Shot, you're going to give people a headache more than anything.
Yeah. No one's just going to go, you go sit over there, get us some more drinks. We're going to play the card games and the dice games. We don't want you. We don't want you.
Okay, well, let's find out what's in your last spot then. So, what did you put in your final spot?
Now, this one is one of the things I love watching more than, okay, and it's not because it's Alakazam and it's not because I'm on an Alakazam chat right now. Every time, if Harry's watching this or Peter's watching this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Every time I go to the convention and they're there, I'm asking to see this trick. I love it so much. We talked about a little bit of at the beginning of things that we wouldn't want to be there, or we were going to talk like about banishing stuff. This one holds a special place in my heart. The Grail by Mike Rose. A card at any number. This piece of magic is so good. I watched it. I remember when I first saw it, and I asked Peter to perform it again for me straight away. And he performed it again, and I was still destroyed by it. I'm like, how is this working? And every time I go to the convention, I have to see it. I love watching performances of it. I got to be honest, without sounding like a bit of a creep, probably once every couple of weeks, I'll just YouTube it and just watch the performance again. I've seen Peter perform this so many times. The routines, and then not only from what you learn on the tutorial from that basic, can't say basic routine, the main routine, but there's so much more that you learn. There's so many more ideas. Like if you know the original Grail, what they've done to this complete edition, this complete set with Mike Rose and Alakazam, they take it to a whole new level. It's such an incredible card at any number. I've seen so many magicians fooled by it as well. It's one of those really good magician foolers. And then even to the point where you know the method, like I said, I know the method, I know how it works, I perform it, but to watch it again and again, it just looks so clean, so fooling. I just love every time I'm like, how is this? This has to be real magic, and it's just working with you. Like it's just so good. I love the Grail, 100%. That's the last one I'd want to do. And if someone was on the island, that would possibly be my friend that's on the island with me. I'd get him to perform this every night. I'm like, okay, look, I'll take care of the other stuff. Let's just take care of this, and I want you to perform this for me every night. We'll sneak away. We'll have our little alone time, and you can perform the Grail to me because I'll just watch it.
Yeah, do you know what? Again, it's really difficult when you either work for a company or you're talking to someone from another company, because it all feels like sales talk. But it's not.
Yeah.
In that I still struggle to find any card at any number that is as good as this for several reasons. Number one, like you just said, is stupid clean. It's just ridiculously clean. Number two, I think that we all know that any card at any number is a long trick. And this kind of just cuts it with its directness. It's just, there's no having to worry about one half of the routine, effectively. It's just, there's an envelope, what's a number, that's the cards dealt down, bang, and it matches. It's ridiculous. And last year, when I first joined Alakazam, was when we put out the deluxe set, and I watched Pete when we were filming socials and the Blackpool vlogs. Just watched him destroy magician after magician after magician. But the annoying thing was it was same to me because I didn't know the method at the time. So it was just a whole 3 days of me going, what is going on?
Yeah. How is it always the Queen of Spades? I changed the number.
It's crazy. And he's got his, have you seen the photo version? So he's got an impromptu version now.
Yes, yeah.
It's just superb.
Yeah, it was one of those things of watching Peter perform it. And I remember watching him at Magic Live, and he performed it and then performed it again. And then I was bringing over magicians like, you have to check this out. You have to check this out. Watch. And it's, that's what I was going to say. It's a lot of any card at any numbers. You're kind of like, name me, like, you're going to choose the 3 clubs, and it's going to, or you kind of, you're waiting for this, but the prediction at the start kind of cancels that out. You know where you're going to be going with this. There's no kind of like, where are we going? And then also the story. Like, I love the story of like when Peter was saying like, you know, we had a dream about you, and that jokey, it feels like, doesn't feel as serious, so it doesn't feel like it's going to take as long. Like if it's, you have a lot of routines that are very serious, and there's a lot of just quiet dead time. But if you have that rapport to start off with, like, hey, I had a dream about you last night. Yeah, I was dreaming about you, and we took this card out and we put it in an envelope. It's crazy that I'm here with you now. It creates that fun tension of like, here, you hold this, you keep it. Yeah, in my dream, you had it like in your front pocket, or you had it between your lips. And then that kind of resetting that dream up makes it feel, I don't feel like when I perform this, that spectators kind of get bored by the counting, because they're kind of like you said, it's so quick, so direct. They know what's happening, and then they're there. You've got that card face down on the table. They open up the envelope, and everything matches. It's not like, hey, yeah, that confirmation of that card just seals it in place. Mate, it's just, again, this was probably the one that was on my list the whole time when we thought about going to an island. Like, it was always on my list because I just love performing it. I love watching it. Such a great piece of magic. So, and that's not just a plug because you guys are here. It's just incredible what you guys did with the Grail.
The amount of times Pete could give them the deck of cards, get them to take the cards out, get them to deal down, and it's there. That statistically it shouldn't be a thing, but because of the way the trick works, more than not, he hit dead on. And he doesn't have to touch the cards. He doesn't have to get them out. They can examine the deck. He had to do nothing.
Yeah. That's the way he did it to me. So the first time he did it to me, he took the cards out and then did it. And I was like, okay, can you show me that to me again? And as the magician in my head, and we're at a convention, I was like, we put it all away, and I was telling you how good it was. And I was like, okay, so is it acceptable? Like, could I take the cards out? Like, what can we do? And that's how he performed it for me the next time. Literally was I named my number. We did the same thing again. He's like, we'll just put the card back in the envelope. You're going to deal to that card again. He's like, do you want to give it a shuffle? And I can't remember, because this is going back years ago. And I remember thinking, yeah, cool. So he like pretended, like, turned his back, come back, put him in the tuck here, and then took the cards out, and it worked. And that's when I was like, this is destroying me right now. This is destroying me. And like you said, he's so fluid with it now. It still goes by me. Like, well, I watch him perform it, and it's just so clean. I'm trying not to give away the method of how it works, because I know you know how it works. I know how it works. We'll probably talk about after this about what we think about it. But he's just so good at it. And I think with my personality in performing, I'm quite a jittery person, so it kind of like it works with. I know a lot of magicians. Like I've shown it to. Um, it's just they get they get caught up in it as well because it just looks so disarming to them. They don't expect what you're doing is what you're doing. This is such a weird way for anyone that's not doesn't know the method. You're like, what are they talking about? But you're like, yeah. Because if you know, you know.
Yes. And if you don't know, then you should know.
Yeah.
So
Available right now. Link in the description below.
So let's go back over your list. So we started with Healed and Sealed, Sinful, Stretcher, Food to Go, Infinity W, Sure Shot, a deck of cards, but we're going to use a particular trick in that. And we ended with the Grail. What a brilliant list. I think I was nearly there. It's definitely a whimsical list, like Infinity W. Like the idea of the water to wine, super quirky. A Stretcher as well. I think that would be an incredible list. Now, were there any more honourable mentions that you had nearly put in but you didn't?
There was one that I actually had, and to be fair, it was an honourable mention, but then it got put into my non-magic item, to my organic item, to like kind of work that in. And I guess that comes with the person that I'm going to have on the island with me, my magic friend. The things that we could have fun with this item would be where I'd want to go and have some get fun with this. So
right, let's not say anything more then, because I'm worried that we're going to give something away. In fact, we're not going to. At this point, I was going to get you to name your person. Let's not. Let's.
Well, we give it a hint. His energy kind of like matches mine. So if you guys know, he's one of my friends. I guess if you have to have the same energy, the kind of vibe. But he is very much like this. He's very, very well known in the magic industry for creating and developing magic. He's pretty much worked with every magician under the sun. Incredible guy. And he's English. I'll just say that. And then that narrows it down quite a bit. But maybe you know, maybe you don't know. It's Harry Nardi. Let's just say it's Harry Nardi. But it's Harry's not listening anymore. He's tuned out. It's not Harry.
Well, we'll hold off, right? So
yes.
we've had a substantial amount of clues there. Let's go no more. But let's go for the controversial one, right? So let's see how cancelled by Murphy's Beau Cremer can get in one banishment. So imagine, Beau, you're about to dig a big sandy hole. You're going to throw something in that hole from our industry, and we're going to cover it over, never to be seen again. What are you banishing from the industry?
Well, so I was originally, and I think this is because Joel, who was on the podcast before, me and him have talked about this a lot, and it's one of our biggest not peeves or dislikes in magic is when magicians talk down to like their spectators. They make fun of them. Just, I guess they're trying to be funny, or they're trying to like make them feel at home. But when the spectators on stage, this isn't my banishment. I was going to say this, but then I know Joel mentioned it, so I'm like, I can't do dissing a spectator because I feel like it's one of the things that we talked about quite a bit. So that was an honorable mention. The one I want to banish, and I previously talked about it in like a little hint before, is over justifying props to normal. Hey, let's examine this. Let's wanting them to examine something like, hey, when you give a deck of cards to a spectator or an item to a spectator, you're like, hey, check out this regular prawn. It's just a regular prawn. Go touch it, hold it, put it in your mouth. Make sure it's legit. For a spectator to given that, if in a way as a magician would be performing, if you're doing your job right as an entertainer and as a magician, your spectator isn't going to want to examine that. I feel very strongly about that. But having you over justify that item that it is a legit item, or it's gimmicked, but you just trying to get it off their scent. I think that is what I'd probably want to dig in a hole. Having said that, though, I do love a good joke or a knock at that. And one of my favorite ones is when I see James Galea, who's a Sydney-based magician. I think he lives in LA now. Incredible. When he was doing his Sam the Bellhop routine, he did like a line. He's like, hey, this is a regular deck of cards that I got from any magic shop. And it's just like so does something like you think, oh, it's a regular deck of cards I got from a regular magic shop. And they kind of like, oh, so it's a gimmick deck? Is that not it sets up that premise of like, I found that quite him selling it. Oh, this is a regular deck of cards, but now it's from a magic shop. And it made me laugh that think as a magician, because we know what he's talking about. And as a layman, I've stolen that joke. I'm sorry, James, but I've stolen it and I've used it a couple of times. Laymen quite find it funny as well because they think, oh, it's a regular deck of cards I got from a magic shop. So, oh, it is gimmicked. And half the time it's just me doing a key card trick, but it's also disarming that way. But I don't want to give the spectator by overselling something. I wouldn't be giving the spectator the can for Healed Unsealed or probably any of the other. What am I thinking? Like some of the other stuff, I wouldn't be giving spectators going, hey, hold this, take it home, like examine it to a T. Like you could take that can, like sure shot, go to town. But I don't think as magicians we should be making a spectator want to examine everything. We should be trusted in our performance and our routines that the spectator won't want to examine it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that's great. And just looking at your list and thinking about the things that you've got on here as well, the prop itself justifies the fact that it's a normal object. As in, why would you need... At no point in my life have I bought a bottle of Coke. Again, not sponsored by Coke. Given a bottle of Coke to a friend and said, here's a bottle of Coke, just to let you know it's a completely normal bottle of Coke. It's not something that you do in everyday life because a bottle of Coke is a bottle of Coke. And that's why we use organic props. And I'm guessing that's why you're so attracted to the organic side of magic, is that you don't need to over-justify it. It is what it is.
It is exactly what it is. And if I find that exactly, if I were to pull a can of Coke out and I were to try and do that, that's just raising all the questions for my spectators. And I see that quite often with some magicians. Again, working with Murphy's, we get sent a lot of content from people. I guess it's like a PSA. If you're performing, because we get sent quite a lot of content, or we see a lot of performances, a lot of magicians do try and sell it. I guess it comes from nervousness of just getting into magic or just starting to perform, that you want to let the spectator know that this is just a regular can of Coke. There's nothing funny about it. But no point of running while you're not getting chased. You're so many steps ahead of the spectator. Let them their imaginations run wild. I love having the idea of having spectators at the end of it, and them also. The amount of times you have, you know, as a magician, you have so many times you have a performance and a spectator going, "Is that how it's done? Is that how it's done?" That's when they start chasing you. The routine's already done. You've got nothing else. If you want, the one thing I love is if you want something examinable, and it's not examinable, and you want to prove to a spectator, switch it out at the end. And then the spectator is going to be completely destroyed. By then, you've already taken away, you've propped it, you've switched it in your coat or in your bag. The spectator doesn't know. But I don't think there's any need to over-justifying a prop when you're not needing to.
Well, I think that's a great, great banishment. So no one is over-justifying props on your island.
Yeah, stop it.
Gone.
Yeah.
Now, we sort of touched on the next one earlier. So when we spoke about Sinful and we spoke about the magazine, and again, I'm cheeky because I listened to your previous podcast, so I know a bit about this and sort of how you think and your thoughts on this. So let's go to your book. So what would you take? Because in the other podcast, just pointing this out, Beau actually took Sinful as his book.
Yeah.
On the other podcast. So that threw a curveball to me. I've got no idea what's going on. I thought I was all clever. I know what you're going to put in your book, and now we're here. So let's find out what's in your book position.
Yeah, I thought I would be a bit different because I was like, I knew Sinful, we talked about it, and that holds a special place in my heart, and that's why Sinful got brought in as one of the effects. But the book would have to be something super simple to read, follow along, and it's not just one book, I guess, is like a collection, but it starts with the Vanish magazine. If you guys know about the Vanish magazine, it's such an incredible... Paul Romney does an incredible job of the Vanish magazine. There's so many different articles in this, from like your like celebrity magicians that you love, or just, you know, heartwarming stories. There's also routines, tutorials. There's obviously the latest and greatest what's happening in the magic world. So if you love a read, but you also want to look at super visual things as well on screen, like I find there's like the one I just read, is like the 100th edition, and it had I'm trying not to give stuff away, but it had like an explanation there of like a big stage prop, and they broke it down and how it would work. And you kind of like, for someone that doesn't perform stage magic, to see how that prop work on stage makes me think, how can I adapt this and make this a close-up routine? So it's also really easy for me to follow along, and it's the stories and the routines and everything inside is scripted so short that, it's a magazine. You're flicking through it quite quickly. You're getting caught on big attention with images. I feel that is probably in connection with my social media brain. I've got a very short attention span. So to have a magazine where I can flick through, get caught by a big image and go, oh, what is this? And I'm reading, I'm enjoying it. And it's not just one. That's the thing, I think, with the collection, which they come out at the end of the year of all the different series during that year. There's so much information. You're not just learning from one magician like you would with a regular book. You're learning from hundreds of magicians throughout that year, different ideas, different styles, different performances, different effects as they come out. Like, it's just a plethora of knowledge just jammed in one book of a lot of different ideas and different minds. And that's what I would want to take. I want to be inspired while I'm out there by all these different creations that are going on, and go, okay, what stage show can I build into this island? How many palm trees can I cut down and build a mismatched woman, So
I quite like the idea of a zigzag tree. That would be great.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. See? Now we're talking.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And I think that's sort of the reason why I think it's quite sad that magazines are going, because I know, like, even I've got one of my favorite bizarre books is Seance, which is just a collection of loads of magazines, essentially. And it's just such a diverse array of ideas and different people and thoughts, and then there'll be an essay about one thing and then a trick about something completely different, and everything is bite-sized and easy to digest. But
I love the diversity of having like a magazine collection of all these different articles, because then you could take something from someone's routine, build it into someone else's, get all these different ideas that you could just make it into a crazier card trick with a zigzag palm tree thrown in there for weirdness. I think that's definitely, I was just thinking about social media, imagine that. People definitely think that's AI, of like you doing a card trick, all of a sudden the tree in the background zigzags, and then oh man, that'd be cool. So I think that'd be the way and the book I'd want to take to read, just to keep my mind going with ideas and just hear some cool stories. There's so many, like, not even just like ideas or tricks, just heartwarming stories about people, how they got into magic and how they feel about magic and the passion that they have in magic. Like, it's so incredible and so inspiring to read half these stories as well. So
amazing. Well, I think that is a great choice, and it's going on your island with you. So that brings us back to the end of the podcast, sort of, because we're going to talk about the person after, but let's find out your item, because you've already alluded that this was maybe something that was in your routines, and now you've moved it to the item area, which is clever, because people don't always think about the fact that the item can be a trick as well. They can sneak in a trick there.
Yeah.
So what did you go with? What's in your item?
I don't know if it's been mentioned before, but like coconuts. Have the coconuts been mentioned before? I love the idea of coconuts. And this is the thing, because I was originally, my honorable mention was going to be the 3-shell game. And I love the idea of using coconuts. Again, situational, what have you got around you? So getting that object that seems so disarming, people aren't going to expect me to grab some coconuts and go, hey, let's put a ball of whatever underneath it, and you're going to follow these shells. And then what else can we build into these coconuts? How can we get coconuts to like work for us and adapt and grow? So I'd love to do like a nest of boxes built into some coconuts. So like, or then that led me into the idea of a ring and walnut, having an object go missing, then having a coconut on the tree, point to a coconut, let's go get it. Let's get that coconut down, crack that coconut open. Inside is the jewel that was lost on the Titanic. It's like this crazy like ring and walnut routine. It's just where could we go with a coconut and how far could we take it? Taking that one item again, like the can, and how far can we run with that object and what can we build into that object to create these different moments of magic for the people on the beach. Like they're there for a long time. How many times can they like, I don't know, see me perform? I don't know, taking my thumb off. How many times do they want to see that? I want them to be entertained the whole time they're there. So if they can see a whole bunch of coconut stuff and a different routine with coconuts, and they get a drink out of it as well, oh, bon appetit, baby.
We're back to drinks. Back to drink, full circle.
I don't know if you've been noticed, I've been sipping. I love a good beverage. I'm sipping on an iced tea this whole time. Oh, I'm all about it.
Well, we've never had coconuts before. I'm not sure if we'll have it again, but I really like it. I think it's great. It's a great idea. And it's a great way to close out your list. So we had Hilled and Sealed, Sinful, Stretcher, Food to Go, Infinity W, Sure Shot, Deck of Cards, The Grail. Your banishment is Over Justifying Props. Your book is Vanish Magazine, The Collective. And your item is coconuts. What a great way to close it out. But we do have a surprise choice that we've just put into this first podcast ever, which will probably go forward now. We'll do it again.
Yeah, who else are you having on the island to go along with you on the ride? My person would be Tom Elderfield. I think he is such an incredible mind with magic. I've never spent a time with him where there's like, he's got such an incredible energy as well. So if we're on this island, we think all hope's lost. Our can hasn't arrived back with the boat yet. We've sent it out. No one's arrived yet. Tom has that energy to kind of keep everyone motivated and happy, but also the ideas that he can come up with in magic. He's such an inspiration to like sit with. And I know I'd be like, he'd probably be like, coconuts, dude, we could do this with coconuts. I'm like, you could do what now with coconuts? And he can build it like that within an hour. He'd have props working. I love watching him build. So, and him create and him perform. Like he's such an incredible performer too. There's never a dull moment hanging out with Tom. I know, I'm sorry, Harry, you're probably tuned back in right now. And that's why I would choose Harry Nardi as my person. Don't rewind. But no, that's why I'd probably choose Tom, because he's such an incredible, clever magician and knows what people like. He knows, like when I say knows what people like, he can get someone. There's never a time when I've seen him have a spectator come up and he plays with them, talks to them and goes, I know what trick I'm performing for them. And he can do that. I know as a magician, we should know that, but he just has like this instinct and he can like make that connection with them and make them feel that magic through like the whole set that he's going to be doing with them. Such an incredible watch. And watching him perform is an absolute pleasure. And watching him create. So he's one of the guys I definitely have on the island, I think, with me. I'm sorry, everyone else that's tuning in and listening and going, well. Send me an email. What's your email, Jamie? And we'll get him to email you.
Beau Cremer at yeah, no, I think that's a great choice. And a nod to Tom's book as well. Tom's book on creativity is just amazing. Absolutely superb.
Such a yeah. I'm jealous of the guy. Jealous of his mind. He's a clever guy.
He's
beautiful
a terrible faithful though, everyone. Let's put that out there. Just terrible. No, I think that's great. I think it's a great way to close out your list. It's everything that I would want from a Beau Cremer list, I think. It's just full of interesting, fun, engaging, super organic tricks as well. I think there's some things in there that I reckon people probably haven't heard of before. Maybe Hilled and Sealed is a nice thing that people are going to come back and look at. And Sinful as well. Sinful is quite an older trick now. Hopefully people will pick that up. So amazing list. I know that you've made some enemies here, namely Harry Nardi, so we'll remember that. But if people want to find out more about Beau and everything that you do, all of your stuff at Murphy's, if you're not already popping up on their feeds 15 times a week, where can they go?
To be honest, I say this a lot, and even to my family now, and I'm sorry, family, I'm never on my own personal socials. I go there maybe like once a week when I remember to go. I do have a personal life. I need to go check my own socials. A lot of the times, if you want to contact me or see what I'm up to, Murphy's Magic. So check out Murphy's Magic. Go check out the socials. You're more likely to get hold of me there than on my own personal socials. I do have that sometimes. I'll go check and there'll be people messaging me from 3 weeks ago. I do see and I will respond to everyone. So if you do comment on Murphy's or send a Murphy's to DM or even my own personal, I might be 3 weeks late, but send me a contact on our socials. Or there's a Discord that we have, like the Murphy's Discord, quite active on there as well. So you can contact us there. Again, social media, I live and breathe it. So you reach out on one of the many platforms and you're bound to get hold of me. Which, yeah, a lot of times people think that there's multiple people running the socials. They're like, hey, can I speak to Beau? I'm like, oh, let me just get him for you. And then I'll do like the 3 dots and then I come back, oh, hey, this is Beau. So I like to, yeah, I'll be available on all the platforms. You'll definitely get me. So
amazing. Well, thank you again, Beau. It's great to finally have you on the pod.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I'll have to get a Murphy's podcast up and get you on and hear what you want to do. It won't be an island though. It'll be
somewhere more luxurious, or
it'll be the Murphy's warehouse. You run around the Murphy's warehouse. What are you grabbing off the shelves?
Oh, that's a great concept.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Oh, okay, we're doing this. I'll see you later.
Well, I'm looking forward to that already. But yes, thank you very much, Beau. And of course, thank you all for listening. We will be back again next week with another episode. But for now, have a great week. Goodbye.
Do you want to become a magician? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alakazam Unlimited. Alakazam Unlimited is literally the Netflix for magicians. You learn loads of tricks on there and they are so good. Let me show you exactly what you learn. On Alakazam Unlimited, you learn tricks for beginners. Check this out. Tricks that if you've never done a magic trick before, it's not a problem because they are so easy to perform. We teach you card tricks on there, but not card tricks that you would have seen your granddad or your uncle perform. I'm talking professional level card tricks. We're going to teach you coin tricks. So if you're down the pub and your mate hands you some change, you can do tricks with their coins. Not only that, we also teach you how to read minds. Mind reading has blown people away forever, and you can harness that power. Build confidence. Magic is great for building confidence, whether you're 5 or 105. Magic is the perfect confidence builder. It gets you out around people having fun. It could even be a new career. You never know that. It's a great side hustle as well. If you perform at events, weddings, corporate events, or just at your local restaurant, you can get extra money for performing magic. You can even impress your grandkids. So many people come into the shop and they want to be that magic granddad. They want to have that extra something, a little bit of time they can spend with their grandkids or their children. Magic is the perfect hobby for that, and we teach you tricks that are great for that. Also, win free drinks. Honestly, I've lost count the amount of free drinks I've won just from being able to do a couple of tricks. Not only that, the great thing of Unlimited is get off, you can cancel anytime. There you go. You haven't got to sign up for like a year, anything like that. You can cancel anytime. It's a monthly contract. Not only that, 7-day free trial, and the price of it, drum roll please, £4.99 per month. Less than £5 a month, you get access to over 200 magic tricks taught by professional magicians, okay? Unreal magic tricks of all skill levels, of all abilities. You can cancel any times. It's £4.99 a month, and like I said, there's tricks on there for every single one of you. So if you want to become a magician, if you want to learn one trick, if you want to just impress your friends, your colleagues, your pub mates, check out Alakazam Unlimited right now. alakazam.co.uk, or click the link below. You will not regret it, trust me. It'll be the best £5 a month you ever spent. It's literally less than a pint. Unbelievable.